Hi, so I'm here doing another video today. Um, as you probably can see, I'm indoors again still. Um, Much to my frustration, I have taken a 2 week break from working out. Um, what can happen at times is that when you release a lot of energy from an area of your body, then sometimes something else will call to your attention and you're like, WTF, like what is going on? Here I healed this thing and now I got this other problem in a totally different area. And I want to say that that's common because when you release one layer, then another layer comes up to be looked at, and to be healed. And, well, sometimes it can take a little bit and sometimes it's immediate, depends on what it is and who you are and where you're at. So, like I had mentioned in a previous video, that I did this huge healing on certain parts of my body and stuff that was embedded for I don't even know how many years. Um, Before I knew how to do energy work, was sitting in there, and then it was pulled out, and now, like, those parts are complaining, and I was really frustrated because I went to physical therapists to help open the area up. um and yes, just because I'm a healer, that doesn't mean that I don't need help from other forms of I want to say healing, or different types of doctors and such. Also, different layers of your body need a different type of doctor to address it. So, I was in the physical therapist's office and I just came out and I was so frustrated. I actually just sat in my car and I started crying. I just felt so defeated because right before this happened, I had just started working with resistance bands, which is something that I couldn't really do before. So this was like a real progression for me in terms of strength, um, and just really in terms of feeling empowered. And so the fact that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this right now. I can't, and I can't, I've just been feeling like I can't do any like physical activity. It's been very frustrating for me. And so I definitely sat there and let all those feelings out. A big misconception in the spiritual communities is that you have to turn every thought or feeling into positive. Um, and that's actually completely not healthy and it's not true. What you end up doing is suppressing all that energy. Um, you definitely need to feel it and release it and look into it. And I did. And once I did that, I was like, okay, so honestly, the stuff that's inflamed right now, it's been going on for years. It just wasn't inflamed. I kept getting told this area is tight and we just need to open it up. um and just over time, I would just start occasionally going, well, this body part's hurting again. And, then I would, get help opening it back up. I just feel like my body got to the point where it's like, no, this is not the occasional thing that needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed now. Because it's something consistent that's not only been affecting that body part, but it's been affecting other things, obviously, because everything is connected to each other. So, I just like sat down when I came back into the house and I said, okay, I'm gonna look up some yoga poses for, how to open up this, particular body part. I was still feeling very frustrated and defeated. Um, and I looked through and I did find some that actually were look simple and easy that I felt like I could do because hearing someone say, and I feel like I wish doctors didn't say this at times, or healers or whatever. You're always gonna have this. And it's like as soon as they say that, I'm like, no, I don't accept that. And I'm glad that I haven't accepted that because I have um made my life so much more full of quality than if I had just let someone say, "Oh, it's always going to be like this." So, um, so really, like, I wouldn't accept that if someone says that to you. I do feel like you can overcome a lot despite what anybody says or thinks. Anyway, so I sat down and I found a couple of yoga poses that were simple and easy. And I just thought, okay, this sounds familiar. Like sometimes when a body part is tight, the best thing to do is prevention. And if I continue to preventatively keep certain parts of, well, I mean, all the body needs to be, stretched and released, but specifically, um because this body part has been tight for so long, to preventatively open it up and stretch it will certainly help. And so honestly, it just pulled me out of this feeling of just like feeling I was stuck in this like misery, and how am I going to work out? And I just thought, you know what? I may actually either need to do the workout without weights that I was without the resistance bands, or find a different workout right now. In the meantime, I'm not saying it's permanent, but just temporarily to let the areas that are inflamed calm down. Um and so I'm feeling a lot better about it. And, I just wanted to say this to anybody else who, has any physical symptoms or ongoing, um, things that are bothering them. It's not just you. It's not because you did something wrong or because you asked for it. Yes, sometimes subconsciously you know, um, create, self-sabotage and stuff like that. That's kind of a different aspect of it. But I wouldn't just accept, anybody, I don't care who they are, telling you that, you know, pain is going to be your existence, and that's that. I just feel like there's always a way, And actually, what happened was a couple of days ago, I went to the grocery store. This actually happened on Friday, and I left my wallet in my other coat pocket, in the coat, of course, that I wasn't wearing. So I had done my entire grocery shopping, went through the register, and I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe this. Because I had done this actually once, I think it was about a year ago. And after that, whenever I have take out my wallet, I put it right in my purse so that I don't have to worry about switching coats and stuff. So here I was yet again, it happened, and I left there and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even come back to the store right now. I have an appointment for myself, then I have an appointment for me and all of my kids to go get our eyes checked after all this time. With everything going on in the world, we couldn't get them checked before. And I was just kept going like, why is this happening? This is so wild and crazy. Like, I haven't had this chaos happen in my life in so long. Why is it entering into my space? Anyway, so hours and hours later, I go back to the store, and I had called them letting them know I was going to come back. I found out that they actually had put everything back in it on the shelves that I had put in the cart. So literally I had to go shopping all over again. And mind you, this is with, some of my body parts hurting, right? And so I asked for help getting my groceries into my trunk. And this young gentleman, he was so nice and he did help me. And the awesome part is that the conversation that we had, saying like, I really appreciate it. I normally, can, would help you get the stuff in my car, but right now I can't because my shoulder's hurting. And he was asking me what was wrong. And guess what? He had a similar thing happen with him. And he said he didn't do any physical therapy, but he did do yoga poses to help constantly open it up. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I went home on so when I got home on Friday, that's exactly what I did, because honestly, on Friday, I had physical therapy and I went home so frustrated. Um, I'm trying to remember, was that Friday still? Yes, that was Friday. So okay. So I left that that experience with this person and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is a message for me. This is how I can help myself." And then what ended it up is the next appointment that I had to go to earlier in the day was physical therapy, and I left there still in so much pain and so frustrated. So after I talked to this guy, I was like, that's it, this is my message from the universe. Like, this is how I'm going to help myself, and I'm not going to fall into frustration, um it to the point of like feeling defeated, like what is even the point, um and just to sit and be miserable. Um, and so I really felt like all these, happenings happen with me forgetting my wallet and whatever. So I would end up at the store at that specific time to meet up with this guy who said, he just did yoga poses and it helped. And let me tell you something, on the weekend I did some yoga poses and it made a huge difference. I mean, my pain level went down. My sleep was awesome. um because my body wasn't hurting me while I slept. So then again, here, like I said, I went to physical therapy today, and I really just wanted it to go away and to stop, and I was feeling frustrated. Why is this situation happening? um and like I said, I kind of was thinking about it and I was like, this isn't a new situation. It's kind of been something for a long time, where like my shoulders get tight and I tend to scrunch them up and whatever. Um, and honestly, I can't blame it on anything that just happened right now. This has been like something prolonged. Sometimes when you have prolonged stress in your life, you do feel it in your body and it does accumulate there. And I just feel like, my body was like, that's it. You've got to address the situation. Um, because um it's just, it needs attention right now and it's something that you can't ignore. So I just wanted to get on here and say that, you know, if anybody else, has been through anything like this or has had similar feelings, definitely feel free to comment, share. You can always email me at spiritualjelly or get Gmail, if you feel like you want to share any of your own experiences. Um, and the mind and the body are obviously very connected and we all go through things, um no matter how ascended we are on this journey. And it's just about, someone reminded me like this too shall pass, and I was remembering times where like a different body part was really hurting me and I was like, oh my gosh. And it just felt like it was the end of the world and like, am I always going to be this way? And I'm looking and I'm going, oh my gosh, it's not that way anymore. um you know it's so far in the past. Oh my gosh, thank you. And I was able to just take a moment. Actually, while I was doing one of these yoga poses, this was going through my mind. Like, I am so grateful that those other body parts that used to hurt me, um, for whatever other reasons that were going on in the past, are no longer an issue. And I was able to work through those. So I'm just super grateful for that. And I guess that's it for today. All right. Again, I hope to be out, in nature again sometime soon, but in the meantime, I'm going to have to find an alternate. Not sure how long that's going to take. It could be immediate, could be a little longer, but I'm just going to take it as it comes. I'm just going to take it 1 minute at a time. All right, so take it for today. Bye.